So welcome to Support Desk. My name is Allie, and I am your support desk support for the day. Quick housekeeping before we get started. We do stream this live to our Facebook group, and we also put it on our YouTube channel. So this is public content, okay? So just know when you come on camera, you share information, this is available to the public. You don't have to come on camera if you don't want to. You can stay off camera, type in the chat. Down at the bottom, there's a part that says react. And somewhere in that list, it allows you to raise your virtual hand like Roger has over there. I see his hand up. So if you have a question, you can raise your virtual hand. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Roger. How are you?
Oh, you can hear me. You've unmuted me. Oh, usually
Oh,
I
no,
have
no,
to
no,
do
no.
it.
I've kind of been a little loosey-goosey with that. Like I've given you all the power to mute and unmute yourself. Use it wisely so I don't have to take it away. If you've got background noise on, make sure your microphone is muted for respect of everyone else. That
Yeah,
kind of,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, look, thanks ever so much. Yeah, I can tell you, I'm quite happy to go public. It's just like the tax man, total transparency, and then you don't get caught out. You see. Listen, just very quick thanks to you guys for all the effort you put in last week into that summit. That was great, wasn't it? That was really good. So thanks for that.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. It was quite the heroic effort to pull it
Yeah,
off.
yeah, it
So
was
you
obvious. Yeah,
can thank Tim and David for that. I had no part in it. I just showed up when they told me to. So
well,
so
showing up's a hard bit. Right, sorry, I'll get on so I don't waste any time. Um, Surveys. Um, if I just give you a bit of background, Ali, if I may. Um, the name of the game with my particular value proposition is to disqualify everybody um, as much as I possibly can, so that the only people I end up with are people who are deadly serious, because it's quite an ambitious course that I'm doing. And that ends up with people, me signing up to doing an hour's call with people, call it a value breakthrough call. But now David helped me with this some time ago, actually. It was really helpful. It said that the way to do this, Rog, is surveys, because then people can either self qualify themselves. Is this right for you, and all the rest of it? And I've watched all the videos and everything. There's some really great tutorials on it. So you can do the uh, branching surveys if you're really ambitious, and then you can go to you can send people different emails automations depending on what the outcomes are. I get all that, Ali. What I want to do is a plain text one where I ask people questions and they answer them. I've got um, my Zenler open if you want to see if you want to share screens. But in essence,
so so you want them to be able to live type their response, hit send, and then another thing come up? What?
they don't have to do it live. So it would be a survey funnel, and they would just start. I give them a set of questions and they fill in the answers in free text, because there's a free text option in the
So
survey.
you don't want them, it's not multiple choice.
That's the key to it. It's not multiple choice or yes or no's that give you a binary answer, Ali. It's
Hmm.
where they say, okay, I'm giving them questions
Okay, so
that if
I
they
get
can
it.
answer,
I get that. I get that. So I'm sorry.
yeah,
I don't want to interrupt you, but like, because I've got a question that's very important here. So
okay,
it's a free text to answer in a survey, and So you do realize that if that's possible to do, that it defeats the purpose of the survey in itself, right? Because the multiple choice choosing A, B, or C in a survey, it links that choice back to what the next thing is, and it links that to the answer at the end. So if the free text box is just there and it's blank answer, blank answer, blank answer, the only time the answer gets put in is when the person were to put it in, but it logically can't connect to the next logical answer because there's no input. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
totally.
the
That's no problem.
survey,
Yeah.
right. So a survey doesn't work for that.
Okay. Um, so the other way I could do it was use a survey, and you can do surveys on courses as well, I believe, can't you, Ali? So surveys,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I've tried to use it on the course, and I couldn't get that to work either. But sticking with uh, marketing funnels, um, what I would, the way I could do this, I could stick to the free text. And then at the end, I say to them, if you've been able to answer these questions, um, then, and you've been able to do them, you can, the next step would be click this link, and that would, and I'd obviously explain that they could set up a call with me. So I totally accept that I'm asking them for some honesty. If you genuinely can answer these questions, then there's a good reason for us to talk. Do you see my logic? Does that hold up?
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're trying to do. I get why you think it that way, but here's the thing, most people, like when they're in a state of you're you're some people like to use the analogy, you're your own client only up here, but you are back here. So you have all of these experiences, right? And you're talking about that and how trying to help people from where you're at. But you can't help them where you're at because you're already helped. They don't have the language, the words, the anything for what they need yet. So you need to meet them where they're at, okay? And you need to use the words they're familiar with, okay? Any survey, anytime you're trying to funnel people into anything, the more they have to think, they don't know what you're asking. They don't know how to answer the question half the time. And if they have to think and type out a whole answer, guess what? Look at any community forum on the Facebook, type out an answer. They put one letter. That's what I do. I don't have time to think. I don't want to answer you right now. That's where people are, but they still may really want this information. So giving them A, B, and C, and even giving them an option of D of I don't know, right? If they're constantly don't know, that means something as well, right? So you can give that multiple choice experience. You just have to be where they are. You have to meet them where they're at. What language? How do they describe their problem? What do they think their problem is? Even if you know it's more likely this, what do they think it is right now? What are they searching for, right? That's how you word things in your funnel. That's how you word things in your survey so that it gives them that multiple choice to connect with you. You really are missing out on a lot of people if you expect them to answer long questions, and not because they don't know the information, just because at the time they encountered it, they didn't have the capacity to do it. I have limited capacity for filling things out, and if I happen to run into content like that, and that's the only way I can get more information or do anything, they're going to miss me as a potential client or audience or subscriber because I just don't have the energy to answer all that nonsense right now. So, boop, I'm off my go. Same thing.
Yeah,
I've
that makes
been,
a lot of sense. Yeah.
yeah.
So whichever way you cut it, um, free text free text surveys don't make sense in this situation. I need to. What you're saying is, I can explain the background, what it's all about, so that I'm giving them the language that gives them the capacity to think about the questions that I'm then going to give them in a form of yes or no, and then branching and all that sort of thing. So that then I then say, great, if that now it makes sense to give us a call, or no, this would be a far better suit for you. But it was worth, us communicating, that sort of thing. Is that what you had in mind?
Yeah, well, yeah, you kind of think about what would that journey look like if they were in front of you, okay?
Mm,
So
mm,
not just like sometimes we think that the tool is the strategy, right? The
yeah,
tool is not the
yeah.
strategy. So
Okay,
come
I buy
outside
that.
of the tool and think to yourself, if I was going to have someone was to walk in my office door to find out more information, what would I give them? Right? What
Okay,
questions would I ask? Here's the form. Would it be a form? Would you be talking to them? Okay, it's nice to meet you. The natural language of, okay, how do you feel about this? And these are the options. If they feel very negatively about it, then that may mean that they're not a good fit for me,
yeah. Okay,
right? If they
crystal
feel
clear.
very positive, it may not, but it may not, right? I have 5 questions. Each question has a weight of 10%, 15%. This
Mm,
question is 50%. If they have A, B, and C, then the answer is come work with me. If they have this, and this, then the answer isn't so long, sayonara, sorry about your luck. But it's more of then what are they ready for? Where are they ready? And actually maybe provide them with that resource. Is there somebody else in your network that is maybe more along the line of what they need? Check this person out. Give that person the referral. Like just be honest about like, hey, you're not ready for me and right now because you need to have this understanding, or potentially you're identifying a gap in services. And is there something, maybe on demand version, a PDF, a downloadable guide of some kind that that person might be ready for, that will help get them to the level where you would take them, right? Is there something you can
mm,
fill in there? So, I just come at it from the perspective of, if this person was walking in the door to your office, how would that conversation of qualifying them look? And if they didn't qualify, how would that conversation look? What would you tell them? Would you just be like, oh, too bad, see ya, the door's that way? Like, how would you interact with them?
mm.
And
No, it
that's
makes
how,
sense.
and then you try to duplicate that, whatever that is for you, you duplicate that into the system. You fit it in where it goes.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Thanks. Now, one final question then. Where do the surveys actually end up? Let's say we do it your way with a proper question and answer survey. Where does it go to them, or does it go to me? Or I haven't figured out
Where
how
does the what go? What?
where does the survey that they've just filled up, where does it go? Do they get a copy of what they've completed?
Oh, that's
Or
a good question. I don't know. Let's pop in the back end and look. Okay.
yeah,
Or
and
well,
does a copy does, they obviously fill in their email. Um,
let me
so do
pull
they
some.
send a copy to me, or they might regard it as
It's
confidential?
somewhere
What?
in your dashboard somewhere. It's in a report or it's in a something. You have access to it. I'm not
Oh, okay.
sure if they do, but let
Okay.
me just pull up the proper place for us to demo this
Lovely.
and see if we can get it. Let's see. Now, let me share my screen now that I've got the right screen up. Okay. So this is, let me get this out of the way. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
You can see it. Okay. So now we're talking about surveys.
It would be marketing funnels rather than courses.
And so you're doing it in there or
Yeah.
there. Okay, so let's see. I don't know, is this no. Hmm. So, okay, I don't know. Let's see. We're gonna do a funnel. So survey.
Survey funnel. Yeah.
Yeah, just to make sure. Doodly doo. Whatever. Leaving the defaults.
Yeah, too right.
Okay, so let's edit survey. Yeah, so you're doing
Well,
required.
mine would be yes or no surveys. So can you think of a problem that if blah 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 sort of thing?
Okay.
And I would use multiple choice in other places, but the one I'm thinking of at the
Yeah,
minute
I don't, I
would
mean,
be
it doesn't
yeah,
really
and
matter for this.
they let you do yeah, we'd use anything for the demo.
Yeah. So this is what it is.
Gotcha.
Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, thank you. Your results are almost ready, right? So, I don't, what site is this on? I don't know. In the wrong spot. Let's see if it worked. Oh, I hate these things so much.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I
My embarrassment
They
is I
sound
normally
like
get
I
them wrong.
swear to God, like everyone. Okay, let's see. Am I human or not? Nope, not yet.
Apparently not.
I
I'm glad it's
don't
not just
know.
me that gets these
Yes,
things
I
wrong.
cannot. I'm never human. I'm never anything. I don't even care. It's not gonna let me. Oh, there it
Right, there
goes.
you go. Yeah, great.
Download the report. So now this is the report. Okay. I didn't set any of that up, but now let's go back here and go to the marketing funnels area and go here. And let's see, this is the survey. I can edit it from there. Do. Report. Oh. So this is coming here, report based on this month. I don't know. I'm trying to see where the answers go. No, please select. I don't. Date range. This is a good question. Okay, so how would you word this question? Let's test out the GPT. Where does survey results from a funnel go? So it's under reports, so you have to run a report. And this is, do you have this GPT?
Is this the new AI function?
No. This is just a GPT, a chat, an AI little
No,
app kind of
no,
thing.
no, I
Do
don't
you
think so.
have you no? Okay. I will I will pull up and show it. But so yeah, so
Thank you.
you have to run it from reports.
Yeah,
That's where you get those results. And as far as here's one video that it links to. Actually, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. This is easier. So all the links to all the trainings, right, that show you how to do this exactly, the branching and where the results are and all of that. It shows you
yeah,
how to run the reports on that one.
okay. And
Okay.
and will that tell me whether the lead gets a copy as well? So a
Oh,
copy comes to me, but if I was the client, if I was the lead, I would want to see what I get, what I've just done. This is a good little bit of kit, isn't it? This is the GPT, is it?
yeah. Sometimes it answers, sometimes it's not able to. It'll
Mm.
grow. Yeah, couldn't verify. If it can't verify, I certainly can't verify it.
Okay. Well, you've had
No,
a
no,
good
You
you
know what
just
I
opportunity.
did it.
mean? Because I could go on a hunt and a search for the information just like it can, but if it couldn't find it, I probably can't.
No, that's okay.
My
We've given it
guess
a good old shot
is
there.
I will
Ali,
check
you did
my
it just now. When you entered your name and email and you clicked download, it gave you the report. It gave you what questions you answered, how you answered them.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
because
nice one.
Yeah,
unless
okay.
you
I wasn't paying attention. Oh, here it
unless you
is.
enter your name and unless you enter your
Ah,
name and your email, you cannot see your answers. So if I'm taking the quiz, I should be able to download it after I've
yeah,
taken the quiz. That is how I will
Yeah.
get the name and email.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Okay. And then they get their results. But I wonder if it tells them I need to think about this because I'm not sure how the functionality works inside of Zenler because if you want them to do your thing, right? Then you want this button to be book now. And when they click this button, they're going through to book their appointment with you, right? Is that how you have it set up?
No, 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 Rohit's right. It would, all I'd want them to do at the moment is just get the copy of their report, and then I can send them an automated email um, to, if depending on what what they've answered, I can set that as a
Yeah. Oh, here.
confirmation
Yeah.
that then sends out an email that says this is terrific. If
Here.
set up the meeting, and then that's done in a different in a as the next step, if you like. But what I would do is take them to a free course where they have to do something else and before they have the meeting. But by that time, we'll know that they're serious and they won't
Right.
resent it because we've checked that what they're doing is that they're ideal for the course, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to see if there's a tag in here that says that it's dynamically pulling in the survey data,
Mm.
but I don't see a tag for that. I just don't.
There is a
Hmm.
result email sequence. So based on the result, you create the
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how David explained it. Yeah. So I'm okay. That's okay. It looks like I get a result. I get a copy of what they've done as admin by running a report, and they get a copy by virtue of their signing up, giving me their contact details. Is this making sense? And
Yeah, I'll
then
be right
and then
back, you guys. I'm so sorry. Give me one
yeah,
second.
that was a good call though, right? I think you're right there.
Yeah, you can on the screen. I see result email sequence. This is based on the survey result.
Yeah, yeah,
If I am the lead, I will answer the questions. Then I will get a screen. I will put my name and email. Then I will download the report to check my responses. And then I will get this automated email from you.
yeah.
I think
That
that
makes sense.
that workflow, yeah. Zenler is very powerful in that sense.
Mm. This worked for you, did it? Have you tried it?
No, I do not use surveys. I use funnels. I have one
Oh,
funnel.
mm.
So I deliver a PDF file through a funnel. So I do not ask questions, but I do have a quiz in my video course.
Oh, okay.
So overall, I have an idea of the platform.
Yeah, quizzes is the other option, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
I'll take a look at them. No, thanks very much for your help
yeah,
there. That's
yeah.
great.
Okay, I'm back. So yeah,
Uh,
I did hear you guys talking about the results. Whatever. Okay, here we go. Yeah, here's there is a personalized to it.
yeah,
From subscription. I don't see how it's true. I don't see survey. This just is saying here's a survey about the survey. I don't know. I'm confused, honestly. Because it says, please take a moment to fill out our survey. Right? So let's see, preview this. And that goes, oh, okay. So maybe that's the results page for them. I don't know. I don't know. Hmm. Is that what it is? Maybe go to the pages. Survey funnel steps. Survey page, results page. Yeah, so maybe you have to do something on this page. I don't know.
Oh, so that's where okay, that's where the results are, but then you have to download them.
Right, next steps. Yeah. Survey results. Survey welcome. So that takes them to the quiz, which is that the opt-in? No, that's the opt-in, and then that's the results. Yeah, I haven't played with the surveys enough to
Hmm.
understand the full logic. But yes, on this
Well,
page,
you've kindly sent those videos, Allie.
yes, that's all in
So,
the
and
chat. Yeah.
thanks for having a good old shot at it. You got me a bit further ahead, and Rohit came up with some good stuff as well. So, I'll run with it from there with grateful thanks. Thanks for that's really helpful. And your take on the put yourself in the mind of the customer journey there.
Yeah, meet them where
And
they are.
and
Yeah.
you've certainly persuaded me that text survey isn't the way to go.
Mhm.
I get that.
Good.
So many thanks,
Good.
and
Good.
let me get me out the way.
Yeah. Thank you, Roger. Appreciate you. Welcome, everyone. I don't know, you don't necessarily have to raise your virtual hand, but how's everybody doing? Does anybody have a specific question today? Just here to listen and learn? Yeah. How's it going, Rohit?
Yeah, I have one question.
Okay.
So one of my YouTube subscribers, he wanted to know about my one-on-one coaching terms and conditions. So
Oh,
normally I reply directly on the email. This time I tried a different approach. I went to AI and I discussed all of the previous sessions that I have had with my clients, how I help them, what problems they come to me with. I had a half an hour conversation with Claude. Then I told Claude to generate a coaching proposal. It gave me a nice, beautiful 3-page document, colors and banners and everything. I thought it looked fantastic. So I sent across. It was very customized. It also had the name of the prospect in it. So I sent it across. But after I sent it, I felt kind of guilty because I felt I should have written a plain text email with just 5 bullet points explaining in my language what are the benefits that I offer. What is your view on this? Like, if somebody asks you for a one-on-one coaching, would you take the help of AI, or would you every time write an email to answer the query?
okay. I really love this question because it touches on a couple of pieces of conversation around AI and what's owned and what's versus what's not owned. And here's the thing. If you have what you have fed AI, right? You said you did this an interview back and forth. You
Yes.
explained what you do, you did all of that. So what it did was it took your information, coming from you, and it
Yeah.
transformed it into something that the client, potential client, could see and engage with and maybe understand even better for clarity, for
Yeah.
whatever. So that's yours. You didn't go into AI and say, here's this guy's information and give me a coaching program that sounds professional. Like, you didn't say
No,
that.
I did not
You
do that.
told them exactly what, right. So there's a big difference, right? And here's the thing. There's a couple of layers of conversation around using AI, okay? And the layer that we're in right now, where we're at, is we're creators, okay? We're in technology. We're making courses and we're using social media and all of these things to reach those people. We do not have a choice of using AI. This isn't a conversation of what do I do and how do I use it, because the AI is built into all the tools we use. So you're using it whether you like it or think you are or not. Like, that's just, you may
Yes.
not agree with it and that may sound controversial, but we're at that level. Now, there's a whole nother layer of conversation where AI is not happening, right? A friend of mine, a colleague, showed me a graph the other day where each little square on the graph represents 1 billion people, okay? The
Okay.
planet, right? And the only squares shaded in were just couple rows at the bottom, different colors. Those that were shaded in were the people that have used AI at all on the whole planet, okay?
Okay.
And the ones that were shaded in a light color had only used it in like Google search, because when they search Google, it comes up, it's
Yeah.
there, they know it's AI. That's it. That's the only level they've used. Then
Yes.
the people that have used it for a little bit more, that's shaded darker. There's only like 3 or 4 shaded. And then one where people are building real assets, things that are like incredible, there's only one square filled in
Yeah.
for that. Okay. So there's a big conversation around the ethics and using AI elsewhere. And I'm not saying that that conversation is not legitimate or real for the world as a whole. For creators, though, we're past that conversation already. It's in all the tools. Google is not going to remove Gemini from every single thing. It's in your Gmail, it's in your whatever. So if you want to avoid AI as a creator, okay, I respect that. Get rid of all of your Google accounts then. You got to remove them from your life because it's full of AI and you can't get away from it. Your phone, every phone you buy is full of AI. You are
Yeah.
not getting away from it. Meta AI, it's all over their stuff, right? It's here to stay, right? So now that we know that, and we're all starting from the level of it's here and we have to use it, now you can start asking yourself questions around how you are going to use it, at what level you're going to use it, and what line you're going to draw personally. And that's something that every creator has to do for themselves. Now, my personal philosophy around AI is if you gave AI something juicy, gave it details about you, how you think, what you think, you gave it a source of information, a legitimate source, and then you asked it to do something with that to make that source more accessible to somebody else, a
Yeah.
hundred percent that is yours, and 100% that is exactly the kind of thing that we can use AI to leverage and scale our business. Because yeah, I could send just a text and that could happen pretty quickly. But if I have 5,000 people reaching out to me every single day for my business, is it scalable that I send each one a little hand typed message? Can I still function in my life and in society sending 5,000 messages a day? No, as a matter of fact, I can't. So we automate it and we're all on board with automated emails, right? That's part of society. But
Yeah.
now all of a sudden you say AI automate it, AI create a whole thing and do this. Now we're asking ethical questions. And it's like, no, if we step back and look at it, It's the same thing. You're automating something real that you created. If you're automating something you created, you're giving AI that. AI can amplify it for you. But if you give it genericness and garbage, it's going to amplify genericness and garbage, just like a regular email automation would, right? So, no, as long as you can ethically say, I gave it my sources to work from, and that's what it built this from, then I say you're good.
Yeah,
But
okay.
also there needs to be maybe transparency level. Some people will say in some industries on having notices that you do use AI to help you with putting together graphics and doing this and that, but that it does not, it's not creating your point of view. It's not creating your education and your training. It's using your stuff to create that. I have some,
Yeah,
if you like on my YouTube channel, for example, I use Notebook LM to create videos from my original source content. And I
yeah,
put a disclaimer on there. Listen, I do use AI to create this video, but I created this video. The video was created from my original sources. So the message in it was not created by AI. The
yeah.
message is mine. And I think having that kind of transparency is good for that. Like, go ahead and let people know, yeah, I use AI for editing things. I use AI for, organizing things and making a pretty PDF or a pretty book. I
Yeah,
do not use AI to come up with my ideas, my framework, my training, my methods come from my X number of years experience in this field. AI does not have that. AI cannot give you that. I give you that. And just letting people know that.
so in the document at the footnote, I could mention that this document was created with the assistance of AI. However,
Yeah, this web page was
yeah, yeah,
created with the assistance of AI, but the content, the intellectual property, and the blah, blah, blah is 100% me. Yes, that would
yeah,
be a great
yeah,
little
yeah,
message. Yes, because it's
yes,
still your intellectual property.
yes. And I converted that into an asset because I had a 30-minute conversation with AI. I explained to it how my clients have benefited from my coaching, what kind of questions I ask to my client. Then I converted that conversation into a instructional prompt that I pasted it to instructions. So next time somebody sends me an email, I paste that email into Claude and it will use the same conversation that I had last week to create a document. That way, I am making it an asset. But yeah, I understand the receiver would know that this is generated by AI, but he needs to know that it is coming from me.
Yes. And the same thing, like when we're working in industries where we're working with clients and we're working, like a lot of people are like they're they're fearful of being judged for using AI, right? So if I use AI to help me write this or build this, people will think that I'm not smart and that I don't know what I'm talking about and they're going to judge me. And it comes with a lot of stress, and partly because there's a narrative of that out there. I see it all the time. Even in our own AI summit, people were talking about, here are the things that are the telltale signs that AI created your content. And they do things like list things like the M dashes, or
Yeah,
if it says takeaways or thought or whatever, if it uses these terms, that means AI created it and blah, blah, blah. And now you have people going through their content. Oh God, do people think AI created my content? Let me see. What does it mean if people think AI created my content? It just, they literally invent a problem and then give you a way to solve it by not using these terms around AI. But how did AI learn to use these terms? It was fed that from the human beings who use it, right? So it's saying don't use human things because AI uses human things too much. So now if you show you're too much of a human, then AI made your stuff. Like, I don't even know what people are thinking about this stuff, but basically, don't worry too much on if you're feeding AI your original content to work with. You really
Yeah.
don't have to worry about if there's too many phrases like this or that. Like, I don't know, that's way too
Yeah. Yeah.
stressful. If
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
comes across my content and says, "Oh, she doesn't know. I think every AI does everything for her." Good riddance to you. Go along on your merry little way. And I will gladly work with people who have more common sense than that. So I'm fine with it, right? So as
Yeah.
we use AI, we kind of have to know that, but also know ethically and whatever of just letting our clients know to what level do we use AI in our business, right? Like to what level? Same
Yeah.
thing for artists and for whatever. It doesn't make your work any less valuable just because AI assisted you, right? It
Yeah.
does
Yeah.
not make it less valuable. All of the experience and knowledge that you have is what the real product is. AI just helped you accelerate being able to make it and present it to the world. It didn't live that 50 years of experience on this XYZ thing. You did, right? So anything
Yeah.
that AI can help us elevate, that
Yes.
is always going to be real. And if other people don't see the value in that, you're never going to be able to correct or convince that. So you just have to let those people go
Yeah.
on their merry little way, and you
Yeah.
just continue to try to be as connected to your people and transparency and doing things the right way. As long as you can sleep at night and you're asking the questions like you are about what level of using AI is good or not good or whatever, there's a good chance that you're using it in a respectful way because you're at
Yes.
least asking the questions. Most people aren't even asking the questions.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's good that you are. And yeah, I think it's a fine way to use it.
Yeah. One project I created which matches what you are saying. I take the transcript of my YouTube video. It's a 30-minute video. I put it on Claude and request it to create a social media post with 5 bullet points to promote this video. So it is taking the entire 30-minute transcript and then making the social media post. So the source of the post is my own voice. So when I read that, it sounds natural. So I directly copy paste it to Substack, the notes section, the social media layer.
Oh yeah, you're doing the notes that way. How is the
Yes,
growth going there? Still
yes, yes. Very
consistent
good,
for you?
very good.
Oh,
20 subscribers a day.
okay. Oh,
20
good.
subscribers a day.
Like that's just
One,
like, come on, y'all. That's
yeah, yeah.
amazing.
One post,
Subscribers, leads, that's
yeah, yeah,
leads, right?
yeah.
Leads,
Emails,
not
emails.
followers like on
Yeah, yeah,
Facebook.
yeah.
Leads.
That is why I like the platform.
Yeah, so that's
One post a
amazing.
day, one note a day. One post, one note every single day.
That's
It's very
amazing.
simple.
I pop over to your Substack page every once in a while to look how far your subscriber count is going up, and I
Yeah,
just go, yay!
yeah.
Every day I pop over there. This is a
Oh,
good thing. Like, and that's for all of you watching and listening when it comes to your business and getting the message out there and trying to figure out, like, what's a real thing I can do. Like, there's stuff everywhere. Like focus on platforms where their main goal is the ability to own that subscriber, like grow a actual email list, something that you own, because your follower count you don't own on any platform. You don't own that relationship. You don't control whether you show up in their feed or not, right? But if you have their email, if they're a real subscriber, you can email them whenever you want. Now, how many emails they get in their inbox and how they do that, nobody has control over that. But
Yeah.
it's not always, it's not, there's a little algorithm involved in email, don't get me wrong, but they come in order they're received, right? So,
Yeah.
and you have control over when you send it, what time of day, whatever. Whereas on social media, you could post today, they might not see it for 3 weeks, right? Like you don't know the number of times I comment on stuff and then look that it was posted a week ago. I'm like, why didn't I see this sooner? Sometimes that's how it feels because you don't control it, you don't own it. But if you can focus on driving that attention on whatever platform it is to getting an actual subscriber, that's incredible. And Rohit is doing that
Yeah.
on Substack right now. He just created his Substack account. What, it's been 6 weeks, eight
Yeah.
weeks?
Yeah.
How long?
Around 4 to 5 weeks ago. 4 to 5 weeks ago.
5 weeks ago? Yeah. And his list, he's getting
Yeah.
subscribers, new
Yeah.
email subscribers, 30 a day. A
Yeah. Yeah.
day. And he is just his niche that he's discussing on Substack is the Indian stock market. That's how small of a niche we're talking about. And he's getting 30 new subscribers a day. That's a
Yes.
very small niche.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it's very needed market, right? Obviously, you hit something where people are like, yes, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. But even if you're not getting 30 subscribers a day, the fact that people can subscribe to you when they're engaging with you there, and that it's a button built into the platform. Like, yeah, on Facebook, I can have a link in my bio to take them here, to take them there. But literally in Substack, it's one click subscribed to your list. It's pretty cool. It's a fun way
Yeah.
to
And
get out there.
I am restraining myself from talking about topics which are not related to my niche. For example, when somebody makes a post related to Indian economy or politics, I feel like commenting, but I don't because that is not my subject. If I comment on a topic which is not mine, then the algorithm of Substack will get confused. That I am noticing that the more I stick to my lane,
Well, see, there's layers to this.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
very interesting observation,
yeah,
Rohit, because it tends to be a little trap that
yeah,
professionals, coaches especially, they fall into this trap, right? Where they get involved in, say, a group like Substack, right? I'm on Substack. I'm gonna put out a marketing newsletter. I'm going to educate people on XYZ about marketing. And I'm going to help. I'm a marketing coach, this business coach. And this is
yes,
my area. So now they're doing that and they're writing about it and they're putting out content about that. And then they're seeing content similar to what they're publishing in their
yeah,
feed. And they're
yeah,
like, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Then they're commenting on it, right? Oh, yeah, I agree. So now what they're doing is they're building an engaged community of colleagues, right? Of
yeah,
colleagues, not of students, not of audience, not of people below them, of people at their same level. These people are not your customers. They're not going to be your customers. But then it becomes this cycle of they don't acknowledge the fact that, okay, these are colleagues, this is collaboration. these are clients over here. So they start treating their colleagues like their clients and wondering why they're not filling up their programs because your colleagues are not your audience, not in that way. They are your audience in the fact that they can help you build authority and help you level up your image, your reputation, and working with them. And honestly, when you have those people, they're great because they inspire you, right? Like I have so many ideas every time I get into a conversation in my Substack thread with other people that are doing what I'm doing. I'm like, ooh, that's a good idea. And then I go do it and I share it and I say, oh, look what I did from your idea. And we just all keep helping each other elevate and level up. And that's what that space is for me. So for you, Rohit, that's very smart. Like, you know, this, it's not that for you.
Yeah,
What role does this platform play in my business
yeah,
specifically, right?
yeah,
Because each platform needs a role. Just like I talk about AI itself, when you're doing giving AI a job, it needs a role. What is its role right now on this task? Is it an editor? Is it a this? You give it a role. Your social media platforms have a role to play, right? So give it a role, and that role is going to be different for all of us, right? So for you, you know its role, and you're making sure you get that algorithm just right because you know your intention on that platform. And that's the thing we all have to ask ourselves on every platform. What is this platform's role in my business? Am I connecting with colleagues here? Am I collaborating here? Am I finding clients here? Am I raising awareness here? What is the purpose of this channel? Am I building authority? Am I building trust? Right? Is this awareness content? And that is very important to know. If you don't know what role each platform plays, um, then how do you know what kind of content to put there? Right?
Can I say that my YouTube is for building trust because I create 40-minute videos there?
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is for trust. Then my Twitter is for awareness. And my Substack is for direct connection with my email subscribers. So
Mm-hmm.
trust building, awareness, and direct connection. I think that is my objective.
Good.
Now the role is clear to me.
Now, now it's clear. And here's the thing, it's like once you have that clear path and connection, like you know where your awareness is, you know where this is coming from, you know how it all connects, you know how to manage it, you also know how to replace it if something happens, right? We've talked about that, right? We know that we've got everything downloaded, everything backed up, we're protecting our assets, right? So we're doing all of that. And once you have that foundation and all that fun, that workflow for yourself, it's also document that workflow. Like, okay, it's YouTube is this is this, and what that workflow for that each of those things looks like. Because then when, you know, YouTube becomes not available for whatever reason, now you have to be able to recreate that someplace else. Where is that content? Where is that relationship moving to for this piece? It's not the whole business. Your whole business doesn't rely on YouTube. It's just one of the channels connected. And now, because it's just one piece, you can just move it. Plop,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, like you did with Twitter and Substack. You replaced the platform. You went from Twitter, nope, that's not working. Oh, this is working, right? That's what you got to make it portable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter is very crowded, like 3 subscribers a week, 3 followers a week, not subscribers. Followers,
Followers, just
followers a week.
followers. Yeah.
So no
And those
fraction
three
on.
followers, and you, yeah, because they were, some of them would click through to your site, right?
Yeah, yeah. I am
Yeah.
getting business from Twitter, but it is very slow. And
Mm.
I have to pay to Twitter.
Yeah, the
Substack,
check mark.
yeah, for that check mark. For Substack, I don't have to pay anything.
Now, just wait. Like there are some people, people do struggle. Regardless of the fact that Substack has an ownership piece to it where you can get an actual subscriber, email a subscriber with the click of a button. Brilliant, right? They still have an algorithm, okay? They
Yeah,
still have a feed. They still have all of that. And a lot of creators, a lot of the writers on that platform struggle with getting their reach squashed and having algorithm shifts change their stuff. They Substack just published a rule that you can only live stream 3 times a week now. A lot of these creators were streaming every single day and they were doing joint live streams and tagging in other people because that collaboration was boosting their subscriberships by X number of people every single day when that was happening. So what did Substack say? Oh, you're growing too much and too fast. So they put the smackdown on it.
yeah,
Now everybody can only live stream 3 times a week instead of 5 or 7 or whatever they want. And it's very specifically hurting creator growth now. And it's
yeah,
like, what difference do you care, Substack? Why are you squashing my growth? So platforms still do not have your best interest at heart. Leverage the ones that can do good for you. Like I'm a big fan of Substack. If you got a lot of text-based content, Substack is a great place. But yeah, still know you got to have that replacement option in case, right? Because you don't own Substack or control what happens there. So always got to know what that backup plan might be.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Ali. Thank
You're very welcome, Rohit. I'm excited every week to hear what new things you've done and discovered and how it's going. I'm very excited for you.
you. I learn every time I attend this session, I learn something.
Good. I'm so glad you find it
I learn
valuable.
something
So
new.
very
Yeah.
glad. So very glad. How is everybody else doing this week? Hi, Susan. I seen you popped in. How are you?
Am I? Oh, I was trying to
I
work. I couldn't see the screen. I was trying to work out whether I was muted or not. It's very helpful. No point in talking if you can't hear me, is there really?
right?
Uh, no, I'll be honest, I was at a loose end and I decided to pop in and see what you're doing,
Oh,
what
good.
you're
Hey,
up
that's a
to.
great way. That's a great way to join support desk. We just roll with it around here. And sometimes it's valuable just listening and learning. Almost every time somebody says, "Oh, I learned something." Yeah, yeah, yeah. How about you, Christina?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just going into. Sorry, I'm okay. I just popped in to just say hello and have a look and trying to get into the Zenler mode again because I haven't been on my site for a long time because so much has been going on in my life. And I did that 12-hour marathon and it nearly killed me while I was there. I'm hanging on for dear life in the end, but it kind of spurred me on. And then I got your reminder on and I thought I'm going to start doing that again to kind of just getting into the thinking of Zenler mode because I think
Good.
Susan, you did the 60-day challenge last summer, didn't you, Susan?
Yep, I've done
Yeah, I
that.
think I recognize you. But I was doing it, but I had to give it up halfway through because of family stuff, and I haven't been able to do anything. So I really want to get into it again now. So I just recognize Susan. That's it.
That's fabulous that you like out like coming back in. I was just having a conversation with David about this very thing. Like that AI summit and that whole day, like it was something that sort of caught people's attention because
Mm,
AI, like it's this trendy thing, and it caught so many people's attention that then
yeah.
they came to the summit. And then all of the sudden there, so now it's like, oh, it does remind me, I haven't looked at my Zenler site. I haven't looked at this, it just re-inspires you to be like, you know what, let me, life happened and I got off on this track, but let me bring it back in now and maybe start looking at
Yeah.
how can I use this and start building again? Yeah.
But actually, in my teaching job, I actually used the AI based on what I learned. So I was like, whoa, this is cool. I was like, yeah, well done. It
Oh,
was so good. I was like, you did this, guys, brilliantly. You helped me a lot. You saved me about 3 hours work today. So well done for
Oh,
that.
that's amazing. Don't you just love it when that happens? It's like this
Yeah, I
was
know.
the perfect timing. Thank you. That's fantastic.
um,
I'm so
I've
glad.
been I've been playing around with the AI today. It's been quite curious. I had a couple of documents to file, and the things that I absolute that I need an annual chore that I absolutely hate, and I really don't like it. So what I did, I got onto Claude, told them, said, well, look, told it, said, look, this is what last year's finished documents look like. What questions do you need what do you need to know from me to be able to update it for this year? And it was, well, even with questioning me, it was done within, so like 20 minutes. And I'm thinking, I've chewed on with those. Sometimes for a long time. It's sometimes taken me 2 or 3 days to do that, and I got it done in 15 minutes this afternoon.
Nice.
Totally crazy.
Right? Well, see, that's the thing. Like, there have been lots of tools over the years that have helped us do things faster. And we've used them without as many complaints as we get about using AI when we do it. But really, it's the same thing. There's nothing new under the sun. There's literally nothing new under the sun. AI just does all of that a lot faster than a human can, but it's still,
It's it's it's
still its
actually
tool.
it's actually quite scary because I my first website goes back, well, first domain name I had was I registered in 2001. And yes. So I've got domain names. I've had some domain names now for 25, we got 2 or 3 domain names for 25 years.
Mhm.
And the difference now to what you did then is absolutely amazing. Bear in mind that when I got my first domain names, Facebook didn't exist, YouTube didn't exist,
No.
WordPress didn't exist.
Al Gore hadn't invented the internet yet. Just
Well,
kidding.
I mean, when you look at those three at the time scale, I'm not sure whether you call Zenler a twinkle. Twinkle in somebody's
No,
eye.
no, no. Yeah, I remember the days of internet and not having social media, not having those things just didn't exist yet. Yeah.
And you'd look for something on a website, and they had, and the websites at that time, there's so many back there. So you'd go to a website on the sort of like on the 20th, and it would say, we've run out of bandwidth, come back on the 1st.
Now it's AI tokens that we have to worry about running out of, right?
And I mean, see, I can remember coming across things like that on a regular basis at one time.
Mhm.
And and everything had to be you had a choice. You had a choice of 256 colors, or the safe colors. You couldn't. The tens of thousands of variations that there are now. Were there. I mean, every color name had to be. It was 00336699 CC on FF, and some combination of those. Those were your options. Now
And
remember,
that's it.
yeah, that was it. I mean, all right,
Thank
it's
you,
easy to
Roger.
remember.
Yep.
And if you ever had to take it through to RGB colors rather than hexadecimal, you could say, right, 33. Well, that's 51, and
Mhm.
66. Oh well, 66. Well, yeah, that's 102, and you could work it out from hexadecimal to RGB in decimal. Just because they use so few numbers, you could actually remember the named pairs.
Yep. And now people don't even need that anymore. We have so much, everything changes. It just always does.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, and
it's
you find a way to stay on top of it and adapt and find a system for yourself to stay on top of the things you need to stay on top of. Like I try to tell that, like I'm sure the AI summit, that's why you all are here. I've seen a lot of new faces since the summit, the last couple of weeks popping up. And I love that because it just like it reminded you, oh, like there's some things that I would want to do. I have goals. I want to start learning this and doing this, but like, give yourself grace on learning what you're going to learn while you're trying to get reacquainted with your Zenler business and your site and learning the things, because there are going to be some things that you want to learn for you. And you need to make sure you know the difference between the things you want to learn for you that are useful for you and your business and the things other people are marketing to you and telling you, oh, you gotta do this and you've got to learn this, because those are not the same thing, right? There's a lot of, oh, the sky is falling. Like, no, 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 no. We don't approach no good positive growth is ever going to happen in your business if you come at it. I have to do this, otherwise I'm doomed. Like turning something negative into something positive generally doesn't work out. So let's pour the right kind of energy into the projects that we're doing and just make sure we know what we need. We're intentionally learning. Right? Like I was excited about the summit, don't get me wrong, and I was at the end of it. I was not required to be there all day either, but I was. I watched all of the trainings as well because it's exciting. So yes, once in a while it's okay. We all break our own rules and our own boundaries. So indulge yourself, but give yourself boundaries of priorities, like okay, I can do this much learning on this thing right now, right? Remember I was talking about that graph of how many people are using AI. That's how many people are using AI. So when it comes to your business, all of those people are potential customers, clients, all of that stuff. None of them have even interacted with AI. So you are not behind. You have plenty of time to learn the things that you need to learn to then implement and iterate until you get it right and feel good about it. And the rest of the world will still be there because hardly any of them are doing anything with AI at all, like at all, other than they're using it for Google search. That's it. So anything you're learning and trying to move forward with in your business, you've got time. And so just come at it from that point.
Yes.
Yes.
I am attending on 8th of June. I am attending a 5-day event. It's a it's by Graham Cochrane He has been creating content for 16 years.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to teach us how to create a $10,000 offer. So
Mm.
currently in my business, I have a $100 course. I want to make my business premium. I want to only cater to
Mhm.
premium clients. So I'm very much interested in this 5-day program. I'm going to attend it. I'm going to create a group coaching offer and let us see how it goes, because I don't want to rely on one product,
Right.
which is the $100 video course on my Zenler. I have to create an alternate source of revenue for my business. And I also realized from his coaching, I have been watching his YouTube channel. The more premium I go, the more impact I will have, because when the customer is paying more money, the customer is more committed to what I am advising. If somebody buys my $100 course, they are less likely to complete the course. Like some of them don't
Right. Yeah,
complete
there's
even. Yeah,
definitely psychology things
yeah,
where if they pay more, they're investing time, they're more likely
yes,
to follow through. But
yes,
don't get me wrong, if people have millions of dollars, right, they will surely throw away what you think is a lot of money, like
yeah,
$10,000,
yeah, yeah,
and
and
still
still
not do
not.
the work.
Yeah,
So
yeah, correct.
that still does apply on that level too. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Mm.
there is you do get the higher level of financial commitment sometimes will have an impact on people certainly showing up and participating. For sure it does, but
right.
yeah.
Yeah. But there's two ways of looking at that. One is you've got, like you were saying, there's one is you've got the income level of the customer.
Hmm.
Now, for one person, sort of £100 for something would be absolutely extortionate. But for somebody
Hmm.
else in a different level, that must be useless because there can't possibly be any value in that because it's cheap.
Exactly.
And it's knowing where your customer is on that level and where
Mhm.
your price is on that price is there. And you match it sort of like there are two it's like trying to
Yes,
match
no,
up
it
two different
absolutely.
scales.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, is
Yeah,
basically what she's saying. That's a really simplified
Hmm.
version. One man's trash is another man's treasure. And it's true, there is that part of it. But I want to throw one more thing out there, right? Because in business, yes, you need to diversify your income streams, okay? But sometimes people miss the point of diversifying an income stream. You do diversify your income stream because, yeah, one source might dry up or whatever. But you also develop that other income stream because you might dry up. Okay. And so what I mean by that is
Hmm.
any part of your business that requires you to be there and providing the service, that is, how sustainable is that? Can you do that every single day for the next 10 years? Can you hold up providing that service? So when we start to think of frameworks and things that we're going to do to diversify our business, once we have a foundation, which you have with your course, Rohit, you have like a foundation, you've got new people coming in your funnel here and there,
yes,
and you've got this thing. So you've got some stability there with that course. And you don't have to really do much to operate it, but it requires a few things happening. Okay.
yeah,
So if you want to diversify, what is the smallest viable thing that you can test and put out there that doesn't require you to show up constantly? Like, so publishing a book, that's really great. Like we talked about the Substack stuff.
yeah, yeah,
Doing like an Amazon book, that's great because once you can run ads to that like you would for like the course and stuff like that, run ads. Then when you first launch the book, get the first bestseller, just run ads until enough people buy it that you've got the bestseller tag. Now you're
Yes.
a bestseller and you're always showing up at the top in that niche when people search. You now own that and you can take a vacation. You can be sick. You could decide, you know what? I don't even want to run this business anymore. I'm shutting
Yeah.
everything down and I'm going to retire. And guess what? That book is still out there being sold. People are buying it, and you still got money coming in over here, right? So there are
Yeah.
certain,
One-time effort. One-time effort.
yes, yes. There is still some management and maintenance, okay? Because self-published on Amazon, you technically still don't have full ownership there. You do
Yeah.
have copyright and it is distribution. So it's about as close to ownership as you can get for
Yeah.
publishing right now, really.
I'll
So,
try. I'll try something.
yeah. Yeah. So definitely think about that. And it's sometimes a good way to get to it, Rohit, is get that higher ticket program, just to throw this out there. And once you work with your first high ticket client, like everything you go through with them and how you're coaching them, track everything. Journal, keep a journal for yourself of your
Yeah.
process, of this person's process, because then what you can do is you can use that experience with that high ticket client to create some sort of a book or a smaller automated program
Case
to
studies. Case
help.
studies. Yeah.
Right, case studies to help people that are still lower down on the thing that can't afford the wealthy stuff. But now you can give them this information where they can learn from that experience. So your actual act of coaching on a high ticket client, your coaching can then be turned into a product that helps people that couldn't afford the more coaching. Do you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You can
Yeah.
loop that through and turn that coaching into more of an asset for other people too,
Yes.
for sure. Hi, Jody. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How's it going?
I loved your contribution to the AI day.
Oh,
It
good.
was really good.
Good. I'm so glad.
Now, did you talk about sending out the replay link already?
Oh, the summit stuff? I know
Yeah.
I didn't, and I don't know if they have, but it is still on YouTube. And let me hear. Let's share. I'll
Yeah.
share my
I saw
screen.
the replay. It's on the page, the main page.
On the main page it
The
is.
summit page, you have everything. You have the summit link.
Ooh. Let's see.
Yeah, because part of that day, I was watching it on my computer and on my TV.
Yeah,
So I could work on my computer and still watch it.
I think this is still part of the
Wait, I
funnel.
am sending. I am sending.
Oh, are you going to put it in the chat? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I know, I can't remember the link.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
This link, I think, is only accessible to us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you've done it. So yeah, so here it is. So thank you, Rohiti. Put that in the
Yeah.
chat.
Oh,
So
great.
so the replays for each one are right up here.
Yeah.
Okay. Um and all of the downloads.
Oh, great. Yeah, I didn't get that.
Um, oh yeah, this one's it. Is that it? I'm not sure. So we'll see. Let's see. Oh, Allie, yeah, that's mine. Yeah, oh yeah. So yeah, I did a workbook for the AI onboarding. So that's it's useful if you guys haven't seen it or done it. So yeah. Um If there's anything you want to know, like about the sessions, like if you haven't seen them all, if you want, if you have, there were different ones that were good for different reasons, depending
Yeah.
on what your stuff was. But you know, if there's anything specific you're looking to learn, Jody.
No, it was more like things I remember that different people said. I just wanted to go back and revisit it because I couldn't, keep
Oh
track.
yeah, you always, oh, absolutely. Like every time I rewatch a training that I've seen, just like a movie, I could watch a movie that I've seen for the last 30 years constantly. And yet every time I watch it, I take away something new, right? So
Yeah.
absolutely.
But I have another question too.
Great.
Okay, so I'm trying for the first time I to put together the page that is the introductory page to getting to courses. I don't know what that page is called. It's kind of like the sales
The
page, but
you mean the all courses page mean?
yeah,
Like on an actual site. Oh wait, am I in this line? Okay, good. I'm on the right site. So like this page that says all courses, is that the page you mean?
yeah,
Which shows all the courses, that page?
yeah. Now mine doesn't show the courses yet because I haven't made them live. Would that be correct? It's not going to show
Um,
the
any
thumbnails.
course. Okay, so there's two pages, right? There's two of them. There's my courses, which is dynamic and it'll only show courses if you have a course assigned to you. But then the all courses page, that one shows any courses um that are live on the site. So you should see all of them
Okay,
if they're
how would I
published.
share a print screen like a image to you? Can I do that?
Um, sure. Is this the page you're talking about?
Well,
The
mine
all
looks so
courses?
different. It looks like that
Well,
at the top.
you see this tag up here at the top? See
Okay.
the address? Does your page say, what does it say? It's your website address slash what? Slash courses, slash
It
my
says
courses.
here, I'll check. This is what mine says.
Yeah, all you have to do is tell me what the link says. Well, because you're editing, right? Or
Yeah.
that's wrong. That's the editor page. I just mean the actual page. So is it this page? Yeah. So your all courses page is not published.
Not yet, right. That's why I did a screenshot. I was hoping I could. Well,
Yeah. So, okay. So what do you want to know about the all courses
okay.
page?
Well, so when I went to put in the text, it seems like it's very uh narrow in the page block.
Wait,
And is that because
on
of responsiveness or
this right here, the all courses page, this is the one you're editing, right? That's not published.
see, I don't get into it that way.
Okay, don't get into it. What way? Okay, well, see, I need to know. We want to make sure we're working in the right thing. So
Right.
when you're in your dashboard and you go to site at the top, the left navigation is going to be pages. These are the main pages of your site. This is the all courses page that all the courses get listed on. If that is not published, or you've changed it, that's why I get that error message, this no page here, right? So you don't have it published or you've got something going on. So you need to know what that is for sure. And that's the only way I would know is if you're here. I don't know how else you're editing it.
Okay.
if it's not from right there. Like, I just want to make sure we're in the right spot
I know.
and editing the right page before we.
Let's see. Well, I thought I could show it to you, but I'll work it
Well,
out.
here, I know, but I want to make sure it's getting the right page. I need to know, can you get into your Zenler dashboard like I am? Do you know how to get to the site area that's up here at the top where I'm at, where it says site? And then over here on this left-hand side where it says pages, do you have that? Can you see that on your end?
You know, like if I go into the dashboard, no, not dashboard. Okay, if I go into courses,
Okay, that's not your all courses page. What I want you to do right now is exactly what I've done. I want you to come here to where site is at on your site, and then I want you to come to pages, right? I need you to see that.
okay. Site
Okay?
pages.
Okay, and you're
Okay, and
on,
then the first one is a calendar page.
right, as you scroll down, you're gonna see your all courses page, and it's not published or something's going on with it.
It's
It says,
unpublished.
okay, so you need to know that that's the page people log into, or that's the page people click on, um,
Oh, wait a minute though.
to see
The
this.
the
That,
one I'm
oh, the,
talking about though is the home page, and that is published.
I get that, but but before you start talking about the courses, right, and the all courses page, this all courses, the dynamic block that shows the courses, so, I'll show you.
This is the
The dynamic, you need to put content not in the dynamic section of any block. So I'll show you what I'm talking about, even if it's on your courses page. So this block right here, see how it's in blue?
yeah.
This is the dynamic feature. It's in gold. Okay. You should not put any other content inside this blue area. If you want to add content to a page, you need to come over here and you need to add a new block to the page, right? And then add your content in there. If you try to add stuff into this block, you're basically just going to mess up with this dynamic features, and it is going to squish content and it is going to look weird. So in order to design pages, that's what you're doing, is you're adding a block. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Now, can you go into the link I just sent you?
If that's in your dashboard, no, I can't because I'm not part of your
I think
thing.
if it's published, you should be able to get to it.
Oh, what is it? Oh, is this oh, you're okay.
Yep, that's the page I'm talking about.
Okay.
Okay, so see how, like, and I don't know if this is because of responsiveness but it doesn't really want to get any wider than that.
No, it's not. It's because of the all courses section. Once you have a course in there, it'll double in size.
Even the top part,
What do you
because I'm
mean?
talking about where it says at the top, Web Smart Seminars. Yeah, so that really wants to not be any wider than that, the text. Even though there's all this.
Oh, that's just the setting on your block. Oh, okay. So you're not talking about the height. You're talking about, okay.
I'm talking about the width of it.
Okay. Okay. So, and that's on your home page. Okay. So, site, pages. Okay. So when you're setting content and you're in the editing section,
Yep, that's it.
you can change your content width based on the settings inside the block itself. So if you have, well, like this has columns.
It's in the very first block.
It doesn't matter, all the blocks function the same. So see how this
Oh,
is
yeah.
here? Okay.
Yeah.
So if we preview it, okay, I'm trying to get to that. I just have a bunch of stuff plopped in on this. Oh, where's the FAQ part? Oh, I think it's collapsible. Is this it? No. Oh, here it is. Is this it? No, this is it. One of these, anyway. They're full length and everything. Okay, so that's how that one's looking. So now, what if? So now there's a couple of things. That one's yellow. So this one's the green.
Yeah, so if you go up to the left top corner, right? Correct? Right? Yeah.
Yeah. What is it that I get like I know that you can adjust the spacing here. Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't want to go that wide.
Right. So now you have to come over to the block, right?
Go
And
bigger than that. Okay.
Mhm. So like alignment, any padding or spacing that's built into it. What block are you putting in there when you are adding the content? Like, are you putting
I'm
in a
just using
block?
the one that was already there. I didn't add my own yet. I just used the one that was already part of it.
Well, first of all, it's way too much content in one block, right? Like
Yeah, that's what I was
this is
wondering.
way too much content in
It
one
may
block.
be
Well,
too
I mean,
much in
not way
general,
too
to be
much,
honest.
but it should just be, and I don't know oh, because you were using in your block, are there elements on the sides that aren't used?
No. Let me
Like this.
no, I wish I could. Maybe next week I can well,
Yeah, so I would find a block. I would go through these blocks here, and find a block that has content in it that is formatted in a way that you like the way it looks as is, right? Like just the way it looks. Let me see, where's the content?
because the thing is the box itself and it's green. I'm sorry, my throat's terrible.
That's okay.
But the the padding, so when I click on that under the Web Smart Seminars, it's red. So there's blocks within blocks.
Yeah.
And so the red part, if I go into the settings, doesn't let me go any bigger. So I'm thinking it's because I'm using a block within block, which was already here. I didn't create that.
Yeah, exactly. So my recommendation is just to start with a fresh block. And it's something that I've talked about before, but I'm going to go through it again for everybody um in the where am I?
So would I just
Here
get
we
rid
go.
of the red and copy that text over to the green and just use the green?
No, I would not use that block at all. What I would do is I would start fresh. And the first thing that I would do, if you don't have a sandbox site altogether, I would create a page called templates or test page. It's unpublished at all times. and I would come into here, and this is where I would build my blocks. Okay. Come in here and design a block however you want it. You come in here, you pick one that's formatted the way you want with text that you want. So, like if you are doing something at the very top of um your page and you want to call
Okay.
attention to it, you're gonna put in, more of a hero box. Probably not gonna be this, but you're gonna plop
Right.
this in here. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna type in your content, you're gonna edit it, you're gonna add your images, you're gonna change the icons, you're gonna get it set exactly how you want it. And then you're gonna come over here and you're gonna save this block as a template. Okay.
Yeah.
Because then when you do, you can be on any page in your site, and then you can come over here once the block is working and it looks right, and you can take that block that you saved and named and plop it right on whatever live page on your site so that it's functioning and working. So test stuff out here. And if a particular block is doing weird things and it's doing weird things, stop playing with it, stop forcing it, put in a new blank block and build it from scratch. You don't need to figure out why it doesn't work. It doesn't matter. Get rid of it and start with something fresh so that you don't drive yourself crazy figuring it out. Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, the most important thing is that you get that block built and you get it live on your site, right? That's the most important part. So
Well, I know,
build,
and
yeah,
it's really kept me from moving forward because I keep trying to revisit it, and then I get frustrated and I give up.
exactly.
Yeah.
So stop, don't do it. Don't try to fix, don't try to find a solution for something you don't need, right? Like you don't need to know how that or why or anything else. It's probably something
Okay.
small. But at the same time, why keep, you've already been beating your head against the wall. Always just, that's why you build in a test page and you build out block by block. You build that one. And you don't even have to build it for like just content. You can get it formatted kind of in a style and in colors that work for you to where you can easily edit it when you want content. So I would focus on building out, blocks, customizing some of these templates so that they're more branded to me, and then just design those blocks, save them so that when you're ready for your site to go live, all you do is go to the live page, edit, and then just plop that new block that you've worked on right on it,
Yeah.
It's way less stressful. That way,
Yeah.
everything that's live is just where it is. You don't have to worry if it works yet or not. And you can delete stuff and create new stuff without worrying that it impacts your live site.
Right. Okay. Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome. Let's see. Hello, how's everybody else doing? Any other questions anybody got for me today? Danny just came in or was in a little bit ago, but I'll see if there's anything in the chat. Hi,
Ali,
Christina.
yeah,
Hi.
I was just thinking, so are you the one who are you working with the community as well?
I do support desk, and no, I was like, we're kind of restructuring a little bit. Not that I
Okay,
won't be working in the community sometimes, but I will be. I'm going to be working with people in the accelerator program that are part of that.
yeah.
So my community work will be more focused around that.
Mm-hmm.
And also prep for support desk. I will still publish my support desk digest every week, and
Yeah,
that post will be pinned in the community. And if
yeah.
people comment on that to help prepare for support desk, I can still do that as well.
Okay. So what is from from a Zenler user point of view, how often would you recommend that we go and post in the community? Because I can't sit there every day and post something and whatever. So what would you recommend without using AI? What do
Oh,
you think?
to post in so are you asking from the point of view of posting in Zenler's community itself and being engaged there for learning, or are you talking about what are things to post in a community, like if you were building your own community?
Yeah, I've already done a community last year, built it all up and that, but obviously I've stopped it, but I need to get into it again. But I was just wondering how often would you think would be good to post in your own community as kind of keep it going and things like that.
Okay. So for communities, I really love the idea around communities, but the number one thing for your community is you have to know what the community is for, right? Why did people join it? Why
Hmm.
should they join it? Because the purpose around why they should join the community will impact what that cadence of posting and keeping them engaged looks like. So, for example, for Zenler, when I do support desk digest, I transcribe and pull out the top questions from the 3 hours that we run. And then I format that up for a nice post in the community. So now, every week when I'm doing this, I tell people go to the community to get that. Some people are watching this video live on Facebook. They're not in the Zoom session. Some people watch the replays on YouTube because they're watching it there. We don't know. Our customers, our members, are 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 getting this content from all different places. We don't know
Mm,
where, could be any one of those. But then they hear me in all of those places say the digest is in the community, right? So
ah,
now for everybody who wants to know the digest, they don't want to watch the whole video. They just want to see what I put together. Now they go to the community, right?
ah,
And they click on that post and they read it and they say, oh, okay, this is it. And then sometimes they comment, oh, this is great, blah, 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 because that's what the community wanted. So now every week that happens in this way. So why did people join your community to begin with, right?
okay.
What and if it's been a while since you've engaged with them there, I would do a little research around your niche, your industry, what community actually is, what are the types of communities they already have that are active, that are thriving, that are doing well around your niche and industry. And then, like, I'm not a, like, yes, there are certain standards that are always good for a community, that's for sure. And then do a little bit of research. You can use AI to help you identify the gaps that these people aren't covering in those kind of communities. And then maybe do a survey with your people and say, what would you find the most valuable, right?
Mm,
Do they want the community for education? Do they want the community for collaboration? Do they want the community only when they need it in an emergency? They're popping in really quick, help me with this one thing, and then they disappear again. Like, what is really the environment that is needed for this community? How do you see it functioning? What level of capacity and energy do you want to give to it? Which also plays into should it be free? Should it be paid? Should it be whatever? Because yes, communities can be great and engaging and help your business. But having a community just because you should have a community really is not a great way to have a community because you're not like everybody in the community can tell that that's why the community's there. You don't know. I'm just going to post. Is this a marketing community or is it, are you trying to sell me more stuff community? Is this actually useful? Are there good conversations? Like, what's the point of the community, right?
okay.
Like like how does it serve? your customers, your audience, your clients, your students? How does it serve them? And how does it serve you
Mm.
at the same time? So, for example, um, um, I might have a community where I never recommend starting with a free community because free communities, the biggest problem is you have to seed it, right? You haven't set the culture, you haven't set the community, the intentions, none of that. And it's just a bunch of free people coming in and you don't know how to sort them. Are they freebie seekers? Are they this? Are they that? They don't really know what the purpose is either, but it's free, so they're coming in and then a lot of businesses and the clients just get mismatched, right? So for me, I like the idea of setting up just a small validation funnel, right? Just a small end product. Could be a mini course, a guide, something that is highly valuable though, that you could feasibly charge $100 for or hundreds of bucks for, but you're charging $100 for it, right? And it's packed with real value, not fake value. And you run that and you do a follow-up offer for a community, a membership, like, and only X number of people are going to get into that, but that's fine. And maybe it's lower tier, higher tier, however that is, to found it as a founding subscription base, like, you know, $100 for the year, founding members. It's going to be this many bucks a year, right? Whatever. Get a few paid people into this paid membership community. Build that culture with them based around what they want. Have a goal and a structure in mind for it to exist to begin with. Get them fed
Mm-hmm.
into it. So they've got the funnel. They're buying this product, they're putting money into it. So they're telling you they're interested in this subject. They've qualified themselves, right? So
Right.
they've got this, they're qualified, they're in the funnel. Now it's like, hey, join this membership, right? This is that extra level of support, a little access. I'll do a live Q&A for you, blah, blah, blah. So now you've trained people that have a reason to come into this community because they're paying you, right? So
Mm.
then once you have like 5 or 10 of those people in the paid community, that's when you open up the free layer. And when people don't buy the course in that funnel and get offered the community, then they're offered the free community. So now you start seeding the free community, but your paid people are also in there because they're kind of attached to your ecosystem. So
Uh,
now they're the ones showing up and they already have a history of here's the posts, right? If everyone in your community posts questions a particular way, and those are the paid people, right? The free people come and look and they think, oh, this is how I participate here. They look at that as the example of this is what participation here looks like. Because, like I said about the forms and having to type out answers, if people have to think too hard about what kind of post do I post here? How do I participate? How should I comment? What are the rules? What are the people feel very insecure coming into a new community. So if they don't see anything happening, they won't know how to participate themselves. But if you've cultivated a small environment of paid people that's validated, qualified for your environment already, and you teach them how to interact and post, those posts now act as an educational layer for new people who discover you on the internet. So you kind of build the free layer by getting that paid layer validation in first.
yeah, I get it. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some kind.
and you,
It's like it's I know like it's kind of a lot like it's like okay this funnel, but really it shouldn't be. It's all about first of all, do you even need a community right now? You know, if you have one and it's there, you could post a general survey and ask people, "Hey, what would you like to see from this community?"
yeah,
And come up with 3 to 5 options that feel doable for you, that you
Yeah.
feel like will connect to things that you're trying to do in the future as well, right?
Yeah.
Give them a poll with just those options and see what they tell you. Do they come back in to the community to engage? You know, is there 1,000 people in there, but only 2 people responded, right? Like you'll get data and information no matter what. If a
Yeah.
whole bunch of people respond, even if it's all different responses, that's still a signal. That's a signal that says, wow, these people are desperate for something, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So even if the responses are all over the place, that's still information for you that maybe these people really do need a community. So you don't
Yeah.
even have to take it to that level. My level is more before you start a free community, think a way to validate it with paid people.
Yeah. I
That's
don't have
better.
any paid people yet, but okay, that's interesting. Thank you. I
Yeah.
have got the free community because that is what we did in the 60-day acceleration program. We were creating that. So I kind of
Yeah.
got that free community, but I like the idea of having that little one that's kind of giving a little bit more. So it feels like I'm doing something for my money, or getting something, you know what I mean?
Right. Well,
Yeah,
you provide value in that community, right? Like you
yeah,
sell a lower ticket item,
yeah,
which validates that this is your audience, right? It's just qualifying them that, yeah, they fit my ideal client, right? If
yeah,
they bought this. And then the
yeah,
only people I would offer that membership to, that community to, only people who paid for that, right? Because they've qualified themselves as being for me. If they don't buy that, I'm not offering them my community, even though my community's paid, right? Because yeah, it's lower cost. They have to buy into this
yeah.
in
Okay,
order to even get the offer for my community.
yeah,
So, because that's buyer intent. They've told me they want to learn, right? Being part of a community doesn't necessarily signal they want to learn, right? If they buy the learning tool, then they've signaled they want to learn from me, okay? So
yeah,
now I offer them my community to continue the learning, right? I'm
yeah.
not just offering the community for people who weren't willing to learn over here, right? So
Ah,
that's just like the part of the process. And that's just for that first paid validation. And it still can be low end, $5,
yeah,
50 bucks for the whole year. It's
yeah.
not about necessarily getting the financial thing from it. It's
No,
about literally getting paid, you getting yourself paid to build this community, the infrastructure, paid to build the culture, and the people who are buying into it early on, you can very transparently tell them this is the founder's price. Right. My vision for this community is that it's going to be a collaborative, engaging, beautiful space for XYZ. And you all can be leaders in creating that culture by being my founding members. You will be instrumental in deciding how that culture looks moving forward. And we need this community and this culture, and I believe in it because of this. Here's my personal point of view, my perspective that makes it more powerful, right? And
mm,
you just get those people. And so they're only paying 50 bucks or 100 bucks for the year. And maybe you only have 5 or 10 of them, and that's fine.
yeah,
That's small potatoes to some people. But guess what? That's a whole different ball game than I have a free community that's fully built out. I spent all this time, this money, and this energy, and not one customer or person or paying client for my business. Nothing substantial. So this
yeah,
at least gives you paying clients. It gives you an actual asset that you own, that your business is now created, right?
yeah, yeah.
Even through that community process, right? And you can
Mm,
even get there. You can even use the free community you have right now. I don't know how many people are in it, but give them a survey and say, hey, I'm looking at creating um, um, and say specifically a paid resource, right?
mhm,
For XYZ thing. what would be more appealing to you that you'd be willing to pay for? Okay. That's the
Yeah.
key question. What would you be willing to pay for? And then give them a list and let them respond and tell you, right? If
Okay.
that's what they'd pay for, then that's what you start with rather than worrying about a community, right? Start with, okay, create the thing they said they'd pay for and then post it and say, here it is, I made it. And
Yeah.
this is how much it cost. And then see how many people buy it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then if those people buy it, okay, what's next? If they bought that, what's the next logical thing for them,
Yeah.
right?
Sounds
All
really
right.
good. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Do you know if there's any, I mean, Zenler has got so much information about the different things. It's amazing. But do you know if there's any links or anything to community angle of like everything you're sitting there telling me is fantastic. I'm trying to make notes and I can't remember it tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So is there anywhere where they, like you do your 31-day thingy and then is there anywhere where you got like a little bit about the community? Do you know?
On there was a community challenge they did about a year ago talking
Okay.
about how to do it, and I think that's on YouTube. It's fairly old, but when it comes to, so I don't know if you need specifically, if you want tutorials that are Zenler focused community, where to click and how to set it up, if you
I've done
need
that.
that.
So yeah.
Or if you're talking about like how to create a funnel and a system for community, are you talking about strategy?
I think it'd be more strategy like you've just explained to me today
Okay.
about, yeah, I think
Okay.
that would be it. Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I would do for you for the strategy. Definitely don't rely on Zenler for that, right? Zenler's the platform, they're the container. They're not here. Like I'm a person that happens to have had a marketing agency, so I know strategy, which is why I run this so we can have these kind of conversations here.
Yeah.
But as far as strategy is concerned, the best place to find information on that are community platforms.
Okay.
There's a really great article. There's a community called Heartbeat. It's a
Okay.
platform for communities, you know. They have a blog, public blog.
Okay.
And they have a blog post on their blog about how to create sticky communities
Oh,
from somebody, and what was she? She builds like top brand, like she was like a Google CEO or something, like somebody who really knows communities anyway. So,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
about
Okay.
sticky communities and about the strategies around a sticky community.
Okay,
That
brilliant.
would be a really great resource. But here's the one thing I want to just remind you of, okay? Circle, that's also a great platform for community stuff, and Mighty Networks, that's a community platform, and Heartbeat. So their platforms all have a website and they all have a free blog open to the public.
Okay.
So, and a lot of their blog content will give you some strategy and education, but you need to be aware that they're also marketing to you for their platform, right?
Hmm.
So not everything that they're saying to you that you need this, any hype language, anybody that says to you, oh, if you don't have this, then you're not doing it right, or you're not, that should be your first signal to go ding, ding, ding. How does this person know? They don't know my setup. They don't know my anything. And they're not giving you, if they're not giving you any context around why that's not good or this or that, I don't know. Just take it all with a grain of salt. I always need to warn people about that because some people will tell you, oh, you have to have this. And maybe you don't. Do you really need it? Because you may not. So just take all of their advice with a grain of salt, but
Yeah.
there is a lot of good information on community style strategies, membership models with communities, and you will find it out there from platforms like that. Have plenty of free content for you to
Brilliant.
get that information for
Oh,
sure.
that's wonderful. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
you're very welcome. Well, hello, Danny. I see your hand is up. Welcome.
Hello,
Hi.
hi. I have two questions now that
Okay.
have popped up. Thank you for all that description that you just gave. That was awesome. I was also writing down notes as fast as I
Oh,
could.
good.
The first question is, within the community's forum, can I make a discussion specific to only the course, one course? Meaning people who have enrolled in my base camp can see the conversation that I put on communities called rideshare. You know, giving each other information about their addresses and things like that, and being able to really be like, here's my phone number, call me. Can I make that discussion private for that course?
I mean, yes, there is a way to do that, but I'm actually kind of a little confused as to how you might have that set up that you would be asking me that. So how I need to clarify something. I'm just trying to figure out how to clarify it. So you have a community set up. How did you set up your community? Did you set up a community in and of itself that you set up a community and then you separately have people of your course in that community?
I believe
Or
the way we have it is anyone who has paid for a course or has signed up for one of our free clubs. Basically, if they've created a login for our website, then they have access to the community that we created. And within that community, I
okay.
put subgroups. So I'm like book club, songwriting club, base camp, inspirational videos, you know, and then people can just jump in and out of whatever they're there for, like weekly goals. You know, here's my goals
Okay.
for the week, blah blah blah.
I like
So,
it. Okay,
but I
so
want to
yes,
see
you
if I can
can.
protect it.
You
Yeah.
can, and I'm going to show you how. So, okay, so now that I understand how you have your things up, because it does matter, you guys. I'm telling you, like Zenler can be set up in so many different ways that it depends on how you set yours up to begin with, what the best option for you is going to be. So, absolutely. So, let's see. Let's do community and let's hit this so we can just get into what this looks like. Okay, so now this is the community where it says replays. Okay, so that's a community that was created right from here that says communities,
Okay.
right? Is that what you have? These
Um,
say different things than what yours will say, but like,
okay, so you typed in community below. That's not like an option you chose. I mean, what's that title
no,
called?
that's the category.
That's the
That's
category.
it
Okay, I
just
also
said
get confused with these two
yeah,
differences a little bit.
yeah. So
Okay.
so edit category. See, and right up here it says your notes. That's site language. So I don't have my community called a feed. I have it called notes because these are my little notes to you, right? So
Oh,
I
okay.
changed the language in site settings. So that's why
Okay.
I'm pointing these things out, not because you should do that or you need to do
Yeah.
that, but so
Mm-hmm.
that it's not confusing when you see mine and like, why does yours say that, right? And then the
Mm-hmm.
same thing with this is category. So this is the natural category that pops up, and this is called course discussions.
Mm-hmm.
Now, course discussions gets enabled through courses themselves, okay? So if you have a secret course,
Oh, the discussion gets enabled through the course?
yes, and I'm just
Oh,
going to show you how it looks, okay? So the discussion, it's pretty fun how this works, okay? So now, creating a course from scratch. That's actually the name of this junk test course that I put in here. So when I put that course in here, right here, I have now a drop-down menu of all of the lessons in that course that I can
oh,
actually tag
oh.
before I post. So then
Okay.
I can say, so it could be, you could have a lesson called help. you could have a lesson called whatever, and then that will be in this list. Now, they won't be in the list here on the side where the course discussion is. That one icon is the whole course, and any of the lessons within it that have discussions enabled, those lessons will appear in this drop-down menu and act like a tag for the content. So,
Wow, okay.
like hello, and this is hello post. So now it's one feed for course discussion, and it's tagged by the lesson. And see here on this corner, you actually have a way to filter them. So however many lessons you have, you can then, this course is just a test course, so it only has one lesson. But if you had 10 lessons tagged here, you
Mhm.
could then sort the posts by that tag. So it gets a little tricky. You don't want to get too overwhelming with that tagging feature, because here's what happens. When a member comes in, they don't think to change this, and it's going to default to something. So some people are going to post it in the wrong place.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So this
That's
isn't
going to
just an
happen.
admin feature. It's something that the participants
Right.
see as
No,
well.
the participants will see this drop-down menu and be
Yeah.
able to tag it as they would like to when
Oh,
they're posting. Or they can come and filter. If you have posting turned off, though, and only commenting turned on, then they can filter by that, and then they can comment on those tagged things. Does that make
I
sense?
see.
So,
So the way I've done it instead was instead of them tagging what they want to discuss, they go off to the left side and find the category and then post within that category.
yes, and you can't, and it's not a category. This is, see this black course discussion?
Yeah.
That's a category. You see this event and see this replay and see this,
Yeah.
those are actual communities, right?
Oh,
So
so those are communities under the
when I
category.
click on it, I know it has it, I know it's a weird dynamic. I'm trying to get out of that. Well, I'm in this one right now. See how it's highlighted here?
Mm-hmm.
See right here how it says secret community?
Oh, secret community. Yeah.
And I have discussion tab, I have featured tab, I have members. There's even an about section over here, right? See how I have that? Now, if you're in the general feed, which is where this defaults to, the community defaults to the feed, I
Yeah.
have it renamed notes.
Yeah.
Look, there's no about section. There's no, you do still have featured notes pinned. Each featured note from each area under this category, it keeps
Okay.
changing how it does. Yeah, it's just those two, one for each of those. None of these pinned ones show up in this area. Only the categories from the first category somehow takes priority. This is just a weird nuance that's happening in there, right?
Okay.
So everybody in these two communities, if they have access, see featured notes under the feed as every note pinned. But if you're in a specific community, I know, it just doesn't like to. There we go. If you're in a specific community, see that when I was in your notes, it had two pinned posts. This one only has one because now I'm in the actual community
Mm-hmm.
because I see the community tag. I have the about section over here. So I know that that's the featured note that's just pinned in just that
Okay, I
community.
understand that. I
Yeah.
guess I still don't know how the community became private.
Which part? Which one?
Um, well, like this one, the replays private community. You said that when you make a post, you can tag a community.
Yes, this community was set up to be private. So you can change
Oh,
that, right? Edit
edit
the
community.
community.
Oh,
So
that
you can, each thread can be, each community can be public, private, or secret. If it's public, that means they can see the content, okay? They will
yeah.
not be able to comment unless they create an account, but they'll be able to see it. Okay. If
Yeah.
it's private, they will be able to see that it says replays on the side here.
Yeah.
But then instead of seeing a community feed, they'll see a giant padlock lock symbol, right? And
Okay.
it'll say you have to be joined, talk to admin, blah, blah, blah. If you have it marked as secret, they will not even see the label on the left-hand side
Okay.
unless they have access, right? If
Only
they're a
invited.
member
Okay.
of the secret community, then they will see the tag there. And you have to test that. We had one of our other members, Judy, she went through this because she was testing out a secret community. And then when she went to the community, she could see the secret. She's like, I thought that wouldn't be listed, but she was part of it as the admin, so she could see it. So she had to have somebody else go look and make sure they
Oh,
couldn't see it. But yeah, so if it's secret, it will not show up on this list for people who are not part of it. Private shows up on the list, which is useful because it advertises, hey, this is here. If you want access, let me know. Secret is only
you
people
don't
who
see it. Yeah.
know, you know what I
Okay.
mean? So they each have their own value.
Okay, so then do I have to manually invite people to it, or can I set it so that as soon as they enroll in the course, they
Yes,
have
you can
access?
set it so that when they're in the course. So let's see,
Okay.
where was I?
Because I'm trying to take away all my busy work, you know?
Yes, absolutely. Amen. Yes. I'm feel ya. Okay, let me see. Come on, get out of my way. Okay, so when you set up the course itself, what you do is well, first of all, in your curriculum,
Mm-hmm.
what you want to do is you want to decide which lessons you want to show up as possible tags in your community, because not everyone does, because it will do a couple of things. One, they will be able to see the discussion in the course player on top of seeing it in the community. So they'll see it in two different places.
Okay, so it's
And
dynamic in that way that it.
yes, it's going to
Okay.
show up in those two places separately. So some people may engage in the conversation and never be in the actual community. They're doing it from the course player itself, and they never
Oh,
see that there's a community or this pinned featured thing or whatever, because they may only access it there unless they specifically click on the community tab and open the community for discussions.
I
They will not
see.
see it, right?
Okay.
So you have to kind of, when you're setting it up, you want to think about that. Because also, what's the point of the discussion? So for some, it might be this particular lesson needs discussion around it, so it needs to be attached to this lesson.
I see.
If that's the case, it's kind of weird to have it showing up in the community, but it can. However, another way you could do it is set up lessons in here, like this first module. Let's say we would call this welcome. Okay, so this is your welcome section of your course,
Okay.
and you're going to save that. And in that one section, that's where you're going to add lessons that are all technically tags for your community. So you
Oh,
know, when
okay.
people come into my community, what do they need? Help. So this is help.
Oh,
Help. So what kind of help do they need? And it could be you could use a real question they might ask you. Um, you know, I'm stuck on whatever. I'm stuck. Help, I'm stuck. So you're
okay.
saving that there as the lesson name, right? Or what, however it is. And then you can add in contents to that and just say, and give a description. Help. If you need help with, right? And then give examples of what that looks like, right? That's what that one is. Okay, so that's in the course. So when they first come in and log in, right? And
Yeah.
maybe that first lesson also is here's how you access the community, and there's a little video that shows that. So now you have help. You might have homework or field work or share your wins. Weekly check-in, right? So now you do weekly check-in. Whoa. And then you, and oh, here, this is it. We got to do this part, enable discussion. And then I would always do show discussion in line. I'll show you why that's important in a second. And help, I'm stuck. Let's enable that discussion. Right, weekly check-in. And then under weekly check-in, you're going to add in some content there too. Like, what is a weekly check-in? Do you have weekly assignments? Do you have weekly homework? Do you have weekly practice? Right? This is your weekly practice space. And this is where you're going there. There's usually going to be 3 to 5 reasons you want to think to yourself, what are the reasons people are coming to community? Are they coming to check, do we have a weekly live? So if that's the case, then you want to do a session, spot for live session, right? And then you enable the discussion on that one. And so now these will show up. Only the lessons you have tagged with enable discussion will be the lessons that show up in the community for tags, right? So now I've had those on there. And let's see, this is the love.
So now,
So
if you
now
want to
that's
preview, if you want to preview that, when I click preview, it just shoots me over. I'm not, as an admin, I can't sign up for courses. So I'm not able to just go look at it as a preview.
Yeah. Well, like just like this as preview. I don't have it in that one, so it's in this one. Help, I'm stuck. That's where discussions are enabled. And see,
Oh,
it's right here. So it's right there when you do inline, it's right there. If you don't do it inline, it hides up here. I have a setting where you can't see the text right now, but
inline.
it
Okay.
says discussion and it would be up there.
Okay.
But this is where you would post. And they still have the this because I'm in that lesson specifically, it's already tagging it. So, um, um, oh, whatever. So now I post it there. And when I do, let's refresh. There it is. Sorry. Just a little delay. So when I do, there could be 10 comments here. I could scroll through them. They're all in line under, and they all will say, help, I'm stuck. But now if I go over to the community itself, here's that course is the love course. And now I gotta try to there we go. Nope, come on. There we go. So now it's just gonna load a second. So now this one's in the community and it says, help, I'm stuck. But if I come in here to post, I can tag any one of these lessons.
And the live sessions was the automatic tag because it was the first one.
It might be, I don't know. It never defaults to anything I've been able to figure out.
Okay.
I've tested it many, many times in my own community, so I have no idea. They changed something last week that actually changes how the featured and pinned posts work. They're completely different this week than they were 2 weeks ago. And I have no idea why. I just know what they are right now and how they function. So if you are, whenever you're struggling with why is this way or why is this that way, hope that sometimes I'm playing around with it so I know what it is and I can communicate what the workarounds are. But this is nice to have it tag it because like I said, now if you are selective with which lessons you enable as discussion, then they can be useful in the community for sorting and filtering. I mean, that's kind of how I look at when I'm building a community is how can I make it the most useful and user friendly for my members? What will they find the most useful? What's the point of this community, you know? And how can I set it up in a way that they will find it useful and want to come back to?
Okay, so if I've got like all these members that are not tech savvy, which is a bit of an understatement, and they
Yep.
just start posting and it just keeps defaulting to these random discussions,
Well,
is
then
there,
here's what you do.
yeah,
Here's
what
what
do
you
I
do
do?
instead.
Keep it
So
organized, you
what you
know?
do if that's it is you do one community no matter what. You do one community for your paid people and one community for free people. Your paid community, what you do is it's you make it your the one where people are paying you. You make it the top one, right? So because the reason is you want to keep them in two different categories because it benefits you. Definitely, we can have a conversation about that if there's time, but I would make sure that whatever, like even if it's through the course discussion, that you change this to be the top default because the when it goes to your feed, and it defaults to this feed if you have people in both the free and the paid community. What happens is that featured section that's pinned up here only features pinned post from whatever's in this first section. It defaults to that. See how now it used to only have two pinned posts because it defaulted to those. Now it has a pinned post for however many are in here.
Okay.
That's pinned or so, is it? Or is that and that's no, that's pinned up there from there. Did they change it again? Or no, maybe because I don't have any pinned posts here. That might be why it's defaulting to that.
Okay.
Let's test it out live on camera. Because that's how you'll filter people is through notes. And actually, I might show you. Actually, it might be easier to show you an actual real life example of that. Come on. So let me stop sharing for a second because I do have an example. I'll just have to get to it, get it pulled up, of exactly how to set up the community like that. Through the tags, because it's just going to be really difficult to get non-tech people. So, okay, I got this up now. Let me back. Okay. So what I mean by one feed only is this. Okay. So you have one community, whether it's the paid, whether it's free, whatever it is, because no matter what, when it automatically defaults to the main feed when they log in, every pinned post is still going to be right here. So I use the pinned post as navigation. So when people first get here, rather than them having to remember what tag to add to something, if they need help, this is where they come and it gives them the questions and the kind of things that maybe this is help for. And then they can comment right on this post to get that help. Or they can still comment in the main feed because there's only one feed. But the help that they need, here's our live sessions or here's this, right? Are they looking for educational things? Here's the links to the learning resources that you might need. So then it's okay, you need to validate something, right? These are the reasons that's why I said you need to know why people come into your community. So I know why people are coming into my community. They're coming in for one of these reasons. And so I pinned each of those reasons up here. So now instead of having each one of these be its own community where people would have to click through the navigate, it's more effort for them and they're not going to do it. They're going to get confused. And as you can see, even when I'm trying to get through to certain areas, sometimes the click doesn't work, you know? So you have to do it that way. And if you use that navigation that way as a pinned post, then it's easier for them to use. They know they come in and they find that pinned post, or they come in and they just comment up that they just make a post, right?
Okay.
So it's just thinking about how people are going to be coming in and how they're going to interact and thinking about the functionality of the system you're using and what the defaults are and how that works. We can be frustrated with the default setting, or we can work with the default setting, right? And make it work for us. So I highly recommend doing one community for the people that's paid in the course. And then each of those entry points, just create a post, pin it, and then all they have to do, oh, this one's for help. This one's for the live sessions. This one's for sharing my wins for the week. Okay. And that's all they have to remember instead of being tech savvy and remember to change where they post or change this. They can come in and post anytime they want without there being any tag to worry about. And then you can just see their posts and whatever, manage it more easily, I guess. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely one of those things that you want to think about how it's going to be for you to manage it and how it's going to be for the student or the member to participate in it, right? What does it look like for them and what does it look like to manage it for you?
So I want to just clarify. So I would go to my course, and the example is base camp. I've got a
Oh,
women's,
okay. I forgot. I need to show you where
oh,
you
that's
add
okay.
it.
I've got a
Yes,
women's
it's
base
super.
camp coming up. So it sounds like I would go to the course and create a lesson called
Yes.
rideshare and then tag it as a community, and then only they can see it.
No, 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 no. Okay, so well, I don't know. It depends. How many communities are you trying to do here? Because that's the other thing before we create it, right? Like we have to think about how many people, is this a thing that's going to happen in multiple courses? And is it the same thing? Is it always going to be rideshare or is it something
No.
else? Here, give me just 1 second, 1 second. I'll be
Yeah.
right back. So yeah, so please do tell me how you plan to use this.
Well,
Or
I mean,
how many secret type communities do you see needing as part of either different courses or as all part of the same thing?
I would say there's going to be plenty of them that are open to everybody, like weekly goals. That's to all of our community, no matter what course they've signed up for. And then, but then this one's really specific. So I think only the ones with the personal information. And at this point, that would be something like this. This is kind of a one-off because it's an in-person event where I want them to communicate with each other with personal information. But generally, that's not something
But
we
then it's
ask.
going to go away.
Yeah,
So it's not a long term.
yeah.
Yeah, so basically what it would be is just in that particular course that you're putting it in, name a lesson, yeah, ride share or whatever, and then it make it see, the course itself. Let's see,
Oh,
can't
and then I go in
you?
there and set it to not
I
private,
don't
but the other one.
know. I gotta think about this for a second, what this is. Let me see. Because this one created from there, so let me see what it's marked as. Come on. So this one's marked as a secret community. And is it marked that because Just leave these pages. I've got too many tabs open. Okay, let's see. Okay. So that's the community, and this is the editor. Okay. So, oh, I'm not sure I'm previewing a page I can't log into. Dang it. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so I want to see if this course is secret or if I did that for the community. Because you might, that might be a tricky one. Love. This one. Details. Is this featured? No, it's not a secret course. Okay. So the course is available to the public. Okay. So then what you're doing, once you have the thing set up, then you're going to go to your pricing. You're going to do your pricing plan. And there's going to be a little spot for you to add the community. See down here, it says community.
Oh,
So
that's
then
interesting.
the community, well, this one says, wait, this one says event and replay. Those are the ones that are, okay, because the course left. Okay, so wait, how am I doing this? Creating the enabled lessons made it secret. This is the course. So now, okay, this is working in a different way. Okay. So community below is not, that's the category. So I can enroll them in all of these categories at once, but I don't want that for this one.
Well, I would just create, instead of like replays, it would just say base camp rideshare, right?
I know, but you shouldn't even need to do that. Like if you have community set up. So for example, I don't have anything selected here, or set up for this course to have a community to it. But on the community side, I still have the ability, it still says this community is there. Do you see that? It still says it pulled it in and it says that it's secret, even though I
There's secret,
haven't.
so there's secret and there's private.
Yep.
It's not showing up because it's secret? If you said it's private, would it show up?
No, it's not said. Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out is why. Let me edit the category. Nope, that doesn't do it. Let's see. And I can't edit that from there. How? This is very interesting. Yeah, can't edit that one either. These ones I can edit from here. Whether they're public, private, secret. So is that saying that course discussions are always a secret community? Let's see, can I edit the category? No, it doesn't let me edit.
And when you went into love, it wasn't set to secret?
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying.
Are all four of
Like,
those set to secret?
I can't even get into it. That's a good question. I know love is, let's see if this one is. Come on. You want to go in there. Because those ones are private, because that's how I have the community set up. But these ones I just enabled course discussions. Come on. There we go. And yeah, it says secret community. So this one is marked secret, but that course is not a secret course. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't know why it's doing that. See, I told you they did something that changed some things. See, like this, if I had this marked secret, I could understand why enabling the lesson discussion and created a community. Now, if I uncheck, let's try this out. No discussion on that one. No discussion on this one. No discussion on this one. Let's not, we're gonna unenable any discussions just to see what happens to that community. Doesn't have anything, right? No, okay. Just making sure. Okay, so just let's save everything. All right. Okay, now let's see. So love is still there. Oh, probably because there's posts in it. So as the admin, maybe I see it because there's content there. So let's see if I delete this content, what happens. This is just so weird. I'm sorry, we're experimenting live. If somebody has a question, something like pressing they need answered, please let me know. I don't want
Well, could I ask my second question, which
to.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
should be a
yeah,
really
yeah.
quick one? Yeah, and then I've
Yeah.
got to go teach a class actually.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
Okay.
when people log in and they're up, they log in and they've got the open page for Zenler, whatever their home page is now because they logged in. Up in the top right, it like says, "Hey, there's this event coming up. Are you going? Are you not going?" And every time you click going or not going, it just keeps popping up. It disappears and it pops and it disappears and it pops. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
register I'm going. And so I just exit out. And I think everybody does. So it's more of an
Yes.
annoyance than anything else at the moment. How do you fix that?
Yes. Send a message to support@zenler.com. Unfortunately, that's
Okay.
a bug. That's a bug that
Okay.
there's nothing I can do. There are some glitchy things. Like I have management of the Zenler site one, and like the notifications come up, I clear them, they never go away. It
Yeah.
does not matter what I do. It's
Yeah.
a bug. And the thing is, people just get tired of reporting it. So then the team doesn't prioritize fixing it because they figure, oh, it's not bothering anybody. But if you send some screenshots and emails to support@Zenler, um, then they will be able to help you with that because yeah, that's annoying.
Okay. And you're recording this. Does this mean we can view this video at another time?
Absolutely. So you can come over here to YouTube. We have a channel, the Zenler YouTube channel, if you haven't followed it.
Okay.
Yet or subscribed, but we have these playlists, playlists, and support desk has one. So, oh, I always
Okay. I'll
pass
go
it.
check
So
that out.
educational live support desk. Here I am. You mute me before I start talking. Okay, and there's a whole playlist, and so they're all here,
Oh,
right?
wow. Okay.
Also, if you go to the Zenler website, we have the Zenler community there. And
Oh,
whatever.
nice. Okay.
So these are I sometimes I'm a couple weeks behind, but I transcribe and I put up the top questions. I put some links to session resources. So you can always come in here and kind of check through the top posts on
Okay.
there anytime. Um,
Great.
and see what's going on for
I will
sure.
do that, and thank you. And you said you host this every Thursday?
Yes, every Thursday from, let's see, what is it? My time frame, it's 11 a.m. to 2 Eastern time, 4
Wow.
to 7 p.m., whatever
Yeah,
UK time. Yeah,
that's
it's
a
a
long
3 hour day, a 3 hour stream. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you. I won't take up
You're
any more of
very
your time, but I'll see you again. And thank you,
okay,
ladies, for your
sounds
questions
good.
too.
Thank you.
Bye.
YouTube is a great channel to get some information from, to get for distribution, for um, visibility, SEO, all of those things. YouTube does a lot for that. But, make sure that it's something that's doable in your schedule for those watching. I know Sarah knows how to do that for herself. So make sure it's something useful for you and for your people, kind of like what Christina was mentioning about community. Like we can all, yeah, everybody, it's really easy to talk about community. It's really easy to talk about how important it is to have a YouTube channel. But it's a whole nother thing to talk about what the purpose is, what the strategy behind it is, right? And those things always come before the actual thing that you're doing, right? Always comes before that. So you always have to remember, what's the strategy? Do I have a strategy? Do I have a purpose? Yeah, that sounds important. YouTube sounds like it, I need to have that. But how do I need to have it? At what level do I need to be doing it? And how, right? Like at what point in my business do I need to wait until there's a certain signal that I'm receiving in order to set this up? Because a lot of times that's what it is. Like when I was talking about the paid community, to seed the free community, right? Get the paid people, have a strategy. That's a strategy so that when you start that free community later as lead generation and for SEO, you're going to get the best benefit from it if you've preceded it with a small group of paid people to really set the culture, and then it can run as a free community funnel for you. But you have to do the work ahead of time to set that intention and the strategy underneath it, right? Because that's what a lot of people are talking about, the end result. Have a community, have a YouTube channel, but they're not talking to you about all of the work and the strategy and the framework that goes underneath it to make it actually useful as a channel. Well, with that said, you all, we've got about 10 minutes left, and since we're all just working quietly, if you have any questions you want to ask, feel free to ask before we go. Otherwise, I'm gonna love you and leave you be, and I will see you next week at same bat place, same bat time for support desk. And those of you that are joining, that are part of the accelerator and all of that, be on the lookout in your emails for accelerator program sessions that are going to be coming to a Tuesday near you sometime very soon. So be on the lookout for those as always. And don't forget, you can check out the support desk digest in the community on the tutorial site for Zenler. And with that, all of you have a fabulous rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.